I'm just leaving Springerville, Arizona, headed to Seattle. The moon's now currently 10 degrees of Sagittarius, right after the full moon Scorpio yesterday. I always like to travel on fire moons. I don't know that it's true that a fire moon's best for travel for everybody, but they've seemed to have worked out pretty good for me on journeys, being a Leo rising, Leo ascendant. Headed on up to Seattle for the NORWAC convention for, I don't know, it's like 4 or 5 days. I would think that Sag Moon would it's windy out here. Sag Moon would be good for for travel for just about anyone, but I'm sure there's always exceptions to every rule. You got my home on wheels here, the 1980 Dodge Trans van. Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever be an excellent housekeeper, but whatever. Some things you just gotta learn to accept about yourself. Not that I haven't tried. I'm gonna have to end this one quick. I'm all over the road. Yeah, this thing, not the most aerodynamic, so it kind of, it's like driving a box in the wind. You can do it, but not recommended. I'll be fine. But yes, Sag Moon, adventurous emotions. You know, one of my best. I got a lot of friends, but one of my most male spiritual friends. Said that wrong. One of my male friends. My male friend that's most spiritual, I would say. He has a Sag Moon, Capricorn with a Sag Moon, Taurus rising. But we get to see a lot of his Sag Moon. He's always been very adventurous. He kind of, I guess, walked the line or walked the fence of I guess you'd say an outlaw, but I think the Sag part of him would be the outlaw, but Capricorn in him somehow has always been able to manage to avoid the law, I'd say. But yeah, so I'm going on this adventure to well, change my paradigm mainly. You know, I've always been good at many things, I guess, and I've always needed something that just makes my heart beat. Anybody who's ever known me, the only thing I ever wanted to do since I was 8 years old was one day become an Oakland Raider. And I'm pretty damn sure I could have. Part of me still feels like I still could be. at least for one game. I know I got the heart for it. But so very fixed, very wanting that passion, but somehow I ended up a house painter most of my life. Let's say I went to prison for being a pothead, but I went to prison for not following the rules. That's a, you know, part of my mission here is to change these rules that we're confined and bind to. I mean, I guess some laws or whatever are necessary, but I don't know, in my opinion, we should all be able to govern ourselves. We all know what's right from wrong, and all of us should know how to treat people. I wasn't raised in the church, but golden rule sure seems pretty logical and universal to me. Treat others as you want to be treated. yeah, sometimes I think about having notes and having an outline before I do these videos, but I guess I've always been kind of a cram for the exam, shoot from the hip type person. I guess it keeps it, one way at least, it keeps it exciting. Sometimes some overneeded, some stress you just don't need. Anyway, for me, Sag Moon starts out in my third house of nurturing. I also have a sun sign Sagittarius mother. My Uranus is in 4 degrees of Sagittarius in the third house. But then the lucky part for me, I guess, would be Sagittarius runs into my 5th house, which is the house of play, the house of Leo. So I'd say that's a good thing. I'm sure other astrologers would agree. Let's see, what was I going to say about that then? Oh, I'm going to go ahead and let it be at that. Alright, love great. Namaste. I'll see you next moon.